Hey folks, it's that time of year again where we're going to do some Christmas candy. We're feeling festive. We're going to get this stuff going. As you know from years past, we like to do this early in December before everybody gets candied out. So we've got some new recipes for you this year. So put on your Christmas music and let's get going on this. So if you're a big fan of our old tried and true recipes, go back and look at those videos. We've made a Christmas candy video every year since, I think, 2020, I believe. But we're going to make 4 different recipes for you. The first one is going to be lemon truffles. So let's get started. So in a heat-proof bowl, can be glass or stainless or whatever will take the heat. Doesn't need to be microwave safe. We're 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 cup of white chocolate chips. Now in a little saucepan, we're using our little saucier. You're going to put a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and we're going to heat that up till where it just starts to bubble. Okay, our milk's just started to bubble, or our cream. We're going to pour that over our chips and our butter, and we're going to allow that to set until all that's melted, and then we'll stir it up. While we're waiting for that to melt, we're going to zest 2 lemons. We're going to take the zest off of all of them, and then we're also going to squeeze 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Our mixture is melted, so we want to add our 2 lemons worth of lemon zest and our 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, and we'll stir that in. What works really good to get your lemon zest is use one of these microplanes. It works really well to zest the lemon. So now that we have this combined, we're going to gradually add 2 cups of powdered sugar, probably about a 1/2 cup at a time, and then we'll stir that in and do it again and again until we get all 2 cups stirred into here. So there's what our mixture looks like once all your sugar is incorporated in. And my dad, John, his favorite thing in the world was lemon pie. And he would absolutely love this. This smells like lemon squares, if you've ever made lemon squares. It's fantastic. So our mixture is all done. We scrape the sides of the bowls. Refrigerate this for about 2 hours or until it's firm enough to handle and form into balls. So there's our mixture after 2 hours in the fridge. We're going to take our little small number 40 disher. It is, let's see, 3/4 of an ounce. So we're going to make little scoops of these. We're going to roll them out with our hands. We're going to roll them in powdered sugar, put them on the cookie sheet. Lemon truffles are done. These are going to go back in the fridge for 30 minutes, and then we'll move on. So now that we have our lemon truffles done, let's start our pecan bark. Fantastic stuff. So first thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 325. It's not already on 326, it's 326 in the afternoon. So 3, 2, 5, start. There we go. Next thing is to get a rimmed baking sheet, a cookie sheet. We have a 1/2 sheet pan here. And on top of that, we have sprayed a little bit of cooking spray, and we're going to line the whole thing with graham crackers. Got our graham crackers laid out. So in our saucepan, we have 3 sticks of butter. We have 1 1/2 cups of sugar. And then we have 2¼ cups of pecan halves. We're going to bring this to a boil. Once it starts to boil, we're going to boil it for an additional 3 minutes, and then we'll pour it over our graham crackers. All right, our mixture is ready. So we want to drizzle this onto the pan. You don't want a big lump in one spot because you don't want to move it around much. Once you get it on the pan, just kind of go around a little bit. You're going to have to move it a little bit, but try to get it around as much as you can as you're pouring it. Need some more pecans over here. We'll scrape it out. All right, let's move this stuff around a little bit. Distribute our pecans around as much as we can. Try to get all of our graham crackers covered with our mix. You just don't want the pecans all piled on each other. Kind of one layer is what you're looking for. Now this pan that we're using, like we said, is a half sheet pan. If you're using a regular, like standard household size pan, I think they're about maybe 1/4 smaller than this one, like the old black pans like your grandma used to use. Instead of the amount that we did here, you would do 2 cubes or 2 sticks of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and 1.5 cups of pecans for one of those smaller pans. Let me distribute this around and we'll come back. If you've got too many pecans in one area, just pick them up and move them to some place that needs them. That's all you got to do. Like we got a bunch piled up here. We'll throw that over there. So we've got it pretty well distributed around. Not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. So we're going to come over here in the oven. And this is going to go for 8 minutes in the oven. And then we'll pull it out. 8 minutes has elapsed. We pull them out of the oven. We put it on a cooling rack. We're going to let this cool completely, and then it can be broken up into bite-sized pieces. Now on to the next recipe. We're doing chocolate-covered peanut butter balls. Crazy good. So the first thing we need is 1/3 cup of our homemade applesauce. We'll put it in our mixing bowl. Next item is 1 1/2 cups of peanut butter powder. If you've never heard of this, it's around. If we had this in our little store in middle Nebraska, I know you can find it. So we're going to mix this well. Okay, once you get it mixed really well, it's not going to look like it's wet enough, but it is. So take a little pinch of it. You should be able to make it firm like that. So we're going to make whatever size balls you want with those. We'll roll them up real tight. We'll put them on our little cookie sheet. So if you make your balls about 1/4 size, you get 12 balls, a whole dozen. When you get down to your last ball, you can just kind of press it down in the bowl. It'll pick everything up. So we're going to put these in the fridge for 15 minutes. They're going to harden up, and that peanut butter is going to hydrate even more from that applesauce. Now, if you're making more than a dozen of these, which we generally do, I recommend that you do one recipe at a time, because I've tried to double and triple this recipe before, and for some reason it just really doesn't come out the same. So one at a time is best. So when our balls are about cool, we're going to melt our chocolate. We've got 6 ounces or about 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and to that we're going to add a tablespoon of coconut oil, and that's going to help the chocolate smooth out. We're going to microwave this on high 30-second increments until it's nice and melted. We went 2 rounds of 30 seconds, and then it needed just a hair more, so I went another 15 seconds. And I think this is fine. As long as it runs like that, we're good. So let's get our balls out of the fridge. They've been in for 15 minutes. We'll get them coated. So we take our balls one at a time. I'm going to start on this far end. Put them in your chocolate. And I made this little dipping fork. I took the middle tines out of the fork. And then it really helps get the excess chocolate off. Because you don't want a big old flat puddle mess on your cookie sheet. So I tap them off like that. And then just roll it off on your cookie sheet like that. And that's as easy as it gets right there, folks. We'll do another one for you. Roll it around in our chocolate. That chocolate smells amazing with that coconut oil in it. So we'll tap that off a little bit, let the big drips come off. And then onto our cookie sheet. Now while the chocolate is still kind of liquid, we're going to hit these with some golden sprinkles. About like that. All right, we're all done. Just got to let these cool and harden up. All right, that one's done. So we can move on to our next one, which is peanut butter Frito haystacks. Doesn't that sound amazing? Let's get her done. First thing we do is grab another sheet pan. We've got our pre-cut parchment on there. Now we can go over to the stove and get this mixture going. So in our big sauce pot, we have a cup of regular granulated white sugar, a cup of corn syrup, light corn syrup, and to that we're adding a cup of peanut butter. These Wonder Cups work very well for the corn syrup and the peanut butter. These things are awesome. They're making a 2-cup version of this now. We saw our last video at the craft fair. My cousin Holly's ordering us one of those. So we're going to put this on medium heat and get it bubbling. We had to go with our bigger pan. While you're waiting for this to come up to a simmer, measure out 14 ounces of Fritos. That's about a bag and a half of the 9 1/4 ounce bags that they're making now. So once this comes up to a good boil or kind of good bubbling simmer, we'll turn off the fire, we'll add those, and slowly fold them in. You can see our mixture is beginning to boil. We're going to keep it stirred up so it doesn't scorch. As soon as the whole pot is boiling on the bottom, we're just about there. Yep. So when it looks like that, turn the fire off, stir in our Fritos. All right, our mixture was bubbling, so we're going to fold in our Fritos. We don't want to break them all up. Just go down the bottom, bring them to the top. That's what the mixture looks like when it's all stirred up. So get you a, let's see, this is a 1 3/4 ounce number 20 scoop. We're going to get in here and get a scoop of these. Make sure it's full. Then come over here on our cookie sheet. Just like that. It'll be better when I get 2 hands going. There is all of our Frito peanut butter haystacks. But we're not done with them yet. Remember that leftover dipping chocolate we had? We're going to warm that back up and we're going to drizzle. There's our drizzle. So these are going to cool to room temperature as well. And they'll be ready to rock. Now this recipe could very easily have some substitutions with different kinds of like either cereal or popcorn or anything like that. You don't have to use the Fritos, but the Fritos give it a fantastic kind of sweet and salty, just wonderful flavor. Try the Fritos. Okay, while all that cools, we're going to get our packaging ready. Okay, we have our cute little see-through top tin here. We're taking a sheet of parchment paper. We're going to fold it corner to corner. We're going to end up with a square. You can see this over here. We're not going to pay any attention to this part right here. So we're going to fold it again over to this way like this. And we're going to fold it again right over this way like that. Then we're going to fold it again about like so. So take our tin. We want to measure kind of what the center is, about right there. And then we're going to cut it to where it comes up the side a little bit. So we'll cut it about right there. Right across like that. And then you unfold it. You've got a nice little piece of round parchment that you can fit inside your tin. We're going to cut that a little bit shorter. There we go there. Put that down in the center. And then once we fill it, it'll keep everything pressed against the sides. All right, it's time to start packaging. Got our little chop and serve knife here. We're going to go through here and break up our pecan bark. Okay, folks, there's our beautiful little package. We're going to spread some holiday cheer with that. Ready to hit the road. All right, folks, that's a wrap on Christmas Candy 2024. We hope you enjoyed making our Christmas candy here this year. We hope you all have a wonderful holiday season, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year this year. And like we used to say at work, Merry Happy Hanukkah. It kind of covers everybody. So we hope to see you back here at Markelly Farm. We love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good one.